Okay, so in 1971, Walt Disney World was ready to open its signature park in the Magic Kingdom. It was similar to Disneyland in that there were many different themed lands that guests could experience. Among these lands sat Tomorrowland, which, like Disneyland's area, featured many similar rides and attractions themed around the future. An attraction in both of the parks was the Circle Vision Theater, and it showed films on a 360-degree screen. It opened in Disneyland right when it opened, first showing the film A Tour of the West. A few years later, it was replaced with America the Beautiful, and in 1984, it was replaced with American Journeys. Disneyland's Circle Vision Theater would close on September 7, 1997, after more than 40 years of use. But in Walt Disney World, things would not be as similar as its older Californian counterpart. The two theaters would show the same films at around the same dates, but in 1992, they would start showing the film from time to time instead of shutting down. In February of 2006, Walt Disney World shut down their Circle Vision Theater after almost 45 years of use. But unlike Disneyland, Disney World would keep their Circle Vision Theater and renovate it into a brand new show. Throughout the mid-2000s, Pixar was on a roll. They had many box office hits, and their latest film Cars was no exception. But while many of their films were getting representation in the Disney parks, one film still hasn't showed up. Where was Monsters, Inc.? Monsters, Inc. was a smash hit, raking in $579 million across its theatrical run. Disney saw the potential to create an attraction based off the end of the film, where the monsters convert to laugh energy. So, Walt Disney World renovated the original Circle Vision Theater and opened Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor on April 2, 2007. Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor is a comedy show hosted by Mike Wazowski and his nephew, who's orange. Okay, I don't care. In it, many different monsters would do different acts in order to get the audience to laugh. One of the features of Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor was being able to send in your own jokes through texting. I wonder how well that went. You don't know how crazy I went hearing, "Why is Cinderella so bad at soccer?" "'Cause she ran away from the ball!" So anyways, this show is cool and all, but I and many other people never really saw it as a standout attraction. I mean, it was stuffed into a building next to Stitch's Great Escape. Of course it wasn't doing good. I mean, Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor is an alright place to cool down from the hot Florida sun or to actually do something that doesn't have a long line, but it's not really something I would want to do even in Tomorrowland currently. I mean, Space Mountain and Tron are right there. Anyway, I didn't waste time out of your day for nothing, so in true Juicebox Speedy fashion, I'll recap the last 20 years of the show's almost meaningless existence. After opening in 2007, the show seemed like a great success and a good usage of an old attraction. In 2008, the attraction was given the Outstanding Visual Effects and a Special Venue Project Award by the Visual Effects Society. In 2013, for the theatrical release of Monsters University, many of the characters were added from that movie. In September of 2018, the original entrance from the Timekeeper was removed, as well as the original signage for the attraction. It was replaced with a much simpler design which mirrors 1970s Tomorrowland, and it is still used today. In 2019, the attraction got seasonal overlays for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Also in 2019, the COVID-19 pandemic was starting to become a worldwide threat, and Walt Disney World was no exception. So on March 12, 2020, Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor was temporarily closed. During that time period, in October, the Actors Equity Association and Walt Disney World got into a large dispute that forced Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor to stay closed for even longer. Finally, after more than a year, on August 8, 2021, for Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary, they finally opened Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor again, and that's the way it is now. Overall, Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor is a kind of a sore thumb when it comes to the rest of Tomorrowland. It's hidden, especially with the new signage, and it hasn't really changed much compared to its older attractions at Tomorrowland. But what Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor lacks, it makes up for in being well-themed, entertaining, and best of all, actually kind of funny. And I know that I've been dissing on this attraction this whole video, but I truly feel that it's a hidden gem in the park. It's just fun for the whole family. And whenever I was a kid, this used to be one of my favorite things to do in the Magic Kingdom. Well, not anymore, because Tron exists. And Space Mountain, and Space Ranger Spin, and the People Mover, but whatever, that doesn't matter. And in conclusion, the turkey legs are the best Disney food, argue with the wall.